Time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. A Pacific storm with an atmospheric river will bring heavy mountain snow and strong winds to the Sierra Nevada. Heavy rainfall over parts of coastal Southern California as well. An extended period of critical to extremely critical fire weather conditions will continue into the southern and central plains through Saturday. Close at home, strong southwest flow ahead of a large-scale upper wave approaching the southern Rockies. That's going to increase winds this afternoon in conjunction with dry conditions. Relative humidity in the lower teens will exist for several hours in the south-central parts of New Mexico into far west Texas. Winds will pick up during the late afternoon hours with gusts up to 50 miles per hour. Energy release component values are well above average for early March. Fire danger will be critical due to these weather conditions. A red flag warning has been placed into effect by the National Weather Service for today, noon until 7. We'll have another look at the weather following this news.
This is roadblock information for Thursday, 13 March. Roadblocks are subject to change without notice. Highway 54, Highway 70, Highway 380, Las Cruces Gate, El Paso Gate, and Nike Avenue will remain open for this period. There are no internal roadblocks for this day.
The Otero County Commission is seeking letters of interest to fill vacancies for the Planning Commission. Please submit letters of interest and a list of qualifications no later than April 30th at 9 a.m. Send that to the Otero County Administration Building, 1101 New York in Alamogordo. If you have any questions, 575-437-7427. The Democrats are planning a protest this weekend.
We're joining a nationwide protest that's sponsored by 5051. That's 50 protests, 50 states, one movement. You need to make your voice heard so politicians will know we're unhappy with the state of the U.S.
Sherry Atkinson speaking with Crazy Radio.
You can bring a sign if you have a personal, something that you want to say personally, or I have signs left over from all the protests we've had.
Saturday at noon at 10th in Washington. If you have questions, 575-442-1676. The interview is in full on our YouTube channel. Remember a few years ago when MLG invoked special authority to list guns as a health emergency?
Way back in 2023, our Governor Lujan Grisham issued an order under the Public Health Act claiming that gun violence and drug use was a public health emergency, ordering that various laws on the books be overridden. Silly little laws like concealed carry of a handgun would no longer be valid in parts of Bernalillo County and other counties in New Mexico. A total ban on openly carrying firearms, something that's legal throughout New Mexico and has been historically, and other attacks on human rights. The governor changed her public health order every month or so, giving those that oppose this misuse of power a moving target when they filed suit against these dictatorial orders. You may have heard news stories that the suits and filings with the various courts were being dismissed by those courts. What you likely didn't hear were those suits and applications for restraining orders were dismissed because the governor changed the orders pretty much every month, and by the time the court hearings were held, the order had changed, and thus the suits were rendered moot.
Libertarian Perspective with Chris Lucchini. This episode's called Public Health Majesty, and you can hear it in full on the Crazy Radio YouTube channel. Well, today is Thursday. That means we get a Thursday Thought from Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday Thought. I've been thinking a lot about the nation and what is happening recently, and I think about a line from the Hank Williams Jr. song that says, "The preacher man says it's the end of time, and the Mississippi River, it's going dry. The interest is up and the stock market's down, and you only get mugged if you go downtown." I'm not really sure that the Mississippi River is going dry, but I look at those other things and think, they seem to be as true today as they were in 1981 when he wrote the song "A Country Boy Can Survive," which I happen to really like that song, by the way. Perhaps it will come to that the day that only the country boy can survive, and city life is going to become tougher and tougher. We'll go back to how it was a long time ago. I hope that's not the case, though I've never been much into living your city life anyway. But besides that, I'm not really comfortable in the direction that our country is going right at present. However, I am trusting God because I know He is in control, and no matter which direction the country takes, I'm not in control of that, so I try not to get upset about it and too overly concerned, but I do wish that things would change and hope that they line out somewhat with not just us, but the world stage and all of that, and we'll see what happens, but I'm just not real confident in the way our country's headed right now. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do thank you that you are in control in the uncertain times of life, and this is certainly one, looking at what's going on in our own nation and around the world, and there's not a lot of vote of confidence, I don't think, from anybody over anything right at present, but we just know that you're in control and you have the situation already figured out, even if we don't, and perhaps things will get worse, but we're hoping that they will get better and that we will move in the direction we need to, but until then, keep us safe in your arms and help us to remember what is really true, where we spend eternity, not what happens in the world today. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
From basic to advanced computer repairs, it's GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Local business owned and operated by Greg Gutierrez, available for on-site work from 9 to 6 daily. Installations, upgrades, even virus repair. For information, email Greg at GalacticGeeksPCRepair.com. Google IT support, professionally certified.
Michael Lewis Robinson of Albuquerque was given a 15-year sentence yesterday in court for the murder of his girlfriend, Talia Willis, back in 2023. Robinson pulled a gun on Willis and killed her during an argument. Robinson initially pled guilty to second-degree murder to this incident. Shortly after the plea, a warrant was issued for Robinson when he violated his court-ordered curfew. Robinson had faced up to 10 years, but Judge Joseph Montano handed out a 15-year sentence, citing the curfew violation as his reason for going above the time of the deal. A teen suspect was detained after another teen was found shot several times in Clovis. Officers found a 16-year-old boy, transported him to a hospital. His injuries were described as life-threatening, and now he is stable. The suspect is also described as a 16-year-old boy, and he was detained by law enforcement walking up to Clovis High. The shooting happened around 1:30 p.m. yesterday. The Major Crimes Unit is currently investigating. ICE officers in New Mexico arrested 48 illegal aliens during the first week of March. The individuals who were previously taken into custody and ordered removed from the country, as well as those charged, convicted of serious crimes, were taken by ICE. The immigrants were found in Roswell, Albuquerque, and Santa Fe. ICE is also trying to carry out operations through the El Paso area. The Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office has placed Deputy Jeffrey Bartram on paid administration. That occurred on March 7th amid an ongoing internal investigation involving the FBI. A Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office spokesperson said the internal investigation is in the very early stages and that this suspension is not connected with the DWI scandal. Well, the current legislation session has failed on the so-called attempts to be tough on crime, but what they have done is lay the groundwork to legalize shrooms. Yup, the hallucinogenic mushroom that brings psychedelic experiences. Senator Nicole Tobiasen talks about the stuff on the plus side.
It's been shown to rewire the brain by promoting neuroplasticity. It allows for new neural connections to form, leading to shifts in perception, behavior, and emotional processing.
So they can do a whole lot of good for certain New Mexicans struggling with PTSD, addiction, depression, and other issues like that. On the minus, psilocybin is technically still a Schedule I drug, meaning it's illegal. The Medical Psilocybin Act establishes new rules and guardrails for research, production, and treatments. Senate Bill 219 cleared the Senate with a strong bipartisan support. Similar bills already gained traction in the House. It seems like this is the only hurdle left for this bill. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, they just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
There are 10 games for New Mexico girls basketball today and 6 games for New Mexico boys basketball. Nothing in our area. 14 games for New Mexico softball today, including Ruidoso at Hatch. 28 games for New Mexico baseball today, including Mescalero at Hot Springs, Capitan at Estancia, and Deming comes to Alamogordo. Go Tigers! The National Weather Service has issued a red flag warning in effect from noon until 7 p.m. today. A red flag warning means that critical fire weather conditions are either occurring now or will shortly. A combination of strong winds, low relative humidity, and warm temperatures can contribute to extreme fire behavior. Your Crazy Radio spot-on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for mostly sunny skies. You can expect areas of blowing dust after 3 p.m., winds gusting up to 34 miles per hour. Partly cloudy and extremely windy tonight. Rain and snow showers with gusts up to 48. Partly sunny and cooler tomorrow, winds gusting up to 33. Your high today in the basin 70, low tonight of 32. Wind chills are going to make it feel like it's 20. High tomorrow 54 degrees. In Cloudcroft, sunny and extremely windy today, winds gusting up to 49 miles per hour. Partly cloudy and extremely windy tonight. Snow showers with winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour. Mostly sunny and extremely windy tomorrow. Winds gusting up to 60 miles per hour. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 48. Low tonight of 16. Wind chills are going to make it feel like it's -3. High tomorrow, 32. Wind chills are going to make it feel like it's -6 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscast, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. And that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.